All right, I want to wrap up my true binary fancy serial number collection of banknotes. First note would be a 10 million serial number. This is on a 2021 $1 FRN. There is a fold that runs horizontally. But the start of the show, obviously, is the 10 million serial number. 10 million serial numbers, they're rather difficult to find out there, and they can get pretty pricey. I picked this up in a eBay auction that had no one else bid on it, so I felt like I got a pretty good deal. The next consecutive serial number would be 10,000,001, otherwise known as a super radar, a true binary super radar. And in my case, this is on a 1935A $1 silver certificate. It is in choice uncirculated 63. You may recognize this video if you watch Polar Currency. There's a panel member named Dustin Whitty. He has a channel, and this note used to belong to Dustin. And I don't disagree with his comment on the condition of this. He thinks it's a bit overgraded. You could tell there's some rippling in the paper. There's what may be a water stain. So perhaps this note got wet, and that's the way that the paper dried. On the back, notice there's no motto, so some refer to this as the atheist note or the godless note. The label didn't have any of the superlatives, so I labeled binary radar rotator serial number. Great note. I love this. I absolutely love super radars. This note would be called a radar rotator. And if anything, this would be a true radar, because the prefix and the suffix of an A, which stands for Boston District, they of course both match. And if you rotate it 180 degrees, everything would read the same. A, 1001, 1001A. This comes in at a 66 gem uncirculated Q designation. Really love the backs of these modern twos. They use the most ink out of all of our modern currency. And you can see the descriptor of binary radar repeater rotator serial number. I believe that's the longest descriptor they use. This would be considered a radar. It looks similar to a super repeater. So one of the serial numbers that I most looking for would be a super repeater, one that begins with 01. So 01, 01, 01, 01. This is kind of similar to that with the alternating digits, except for where it flips there, hence why it's a radar. Not quite a super repeater, but this will help satiate me until I find that super repeater. This is considered the first radar in a print run, 11,000. And you can see this is a true radar with the matching prefix and suffix of G. Of course, a rotator, it would read exactly the same. Condition-wise, choice very fine. See some ink spots. I think they call that minor ink. You can see some of the folds and wrinkles. The next radar for true binaries would be the 1111 in the middle. bookend by 2 zeros. This would be the same series, so 2013. And my last fancy serial number for true binaries would be a low serial number 10. In this case, a 2017A $5 bill. You can see the fold. Now, the next set that I'm looking to complete is, I don't know what you call it. Maybe you call it a floating one set. So the idea is to have eight notes. Let me pull out this one, and the one would float from the furthest right digit all the way to the left. So it would go 1, it would go 10, and then you'd have a 100 note, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, and then you'd end with the 10 million. So technically I have 4 of the 8 if you count my 100 1899 silver certificate, but it is only a 3-digit number, but it is a 100 nonetheless. So I think I might include it. So that means I would need 4 more. I have found several 1,000 serial notes. I've found a couple 10,000 notes. There is a 1 million serial note that I'm close to buying right now, but I have not seen any 100,000 serial notes out there. Those seem to be the hardest to find. Maybe people are less inclined to look out for a 100,000 note. But anyway, I'm always on the hunt, and I wanted to share my true binary fancy serial number collection with you. Thanks for watching.